Guests at the ceremony, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, the Honorable Minister of Railways, to address the August gathering. Please put your hands together to welcome the Honorable Minister.
My good friend and colleague, Colonel Rathod, all my friends from AIMA, and all my other distinguished friends. First of all, Sanjeev has just left, but must congratulate him because he was chairing the jury to discover these 9 jewels from so many people in India, just to pick up these nine people. Therefore, I really wish to congratulate the jury, first of all. One of the best jury, I think, whenever you also give film about some dispute somewhere, I should have got it, you didn't get it, Padma Shri Award. But I think this is something which everybody will unanimously say, that's not the one outstanding 9 personalities have given this award. So I really wish to congratulate Sanjeev and his team for selecting such great individuals as awardees. In fact, if you look at each one of them, what they have contributed, it is something that what we really need for tomorrow's India. Each one of the contribution is going to be significant in shaping a future of tomorrow. I know each one of you who got this award. Aditya Puri has been posting some amazing results quarter after quarter. I think that quarters are still going on. Every quarter the results are better. So we need performance like that. We need bankers for sure. The bankers who find a profit into giving money to those who normally would not be approached by the bankers, and they will be out of the reach of the banking system. But that also makes business sense. This is something which has been proved by success of HDFC Bank, because normally we felt that lending to such people is something which is a recipe for disaster. But to discover that lending to such small people makes not just business sense, but also helps the community to grow, which gives us satisfaction. So it's a double benefit, and that's what you put. So we need bankers like this. We need entrepreneurs who are going to be finding new avenues. No one could imagine a few years ago that kabaddi, football, sports could be fostered to make a profitable venture. Something which is going to make people join that business, sports will develop, and also in a process, a new business could be built, in which also you can provide jobs to so many people. Again, films. And I think I am sure I've been your fan watching so many of films. I don't watch many films. My wife will say, the last film you watched was about maybe 30 years ago. But still, wherever, not the entire film, but whenever I'm traveling or something, just watch the small little portion of that. But something which you have done amazing. So we need films to become a new ambassador of India. You go to some country which may be inimical to us. But one of the things that I always love about India is our Indian films. So we need the films in the future. And of course, I don't know, I was just congratulating Sanjeev for that. But one award, I'm not sure whether the person will be happy, because giving lifetime achievement award to such an active person means a notice for retirement. But somebody who has done such an amazing thing in infrastructure. In fact, we keep talking about PPP, and I will always say jocularly whether PPP is a product or PPP is a process of what PPP is. But someone who has proved that PPP can be a reality, new business can be built around that, and therefore we need infrastructure. We need huge investment into infrastructure, and now all of us agree that government alone cannot do it. But if government cannot do it, easier said than done. If we don't do it, who is going to do it? Because we still need infrastructure. And someone like him are the entrepreneurs who we need, and that's something which has been done. And then, just imagine, we are giving an award to an MNC for working in India. How far we have traveled? There's a time when we like to protest if we don't want MNCs to come to India. But now we are giving MNCs to India. That again shows the type of new nation-building activities and what contribution we expect from such organization, and again, a right institution. Because some other countries may have some Indians may have some reservation. One country that Indians have no reservation would rather feel that Hyundai is an Indian brand. Samsung may be an Indian brand. That's what we feel, because it has become a household brand. Someone who has become an indigenous institution and getting an award to him. And also again, so we need in future many such investments to come to India. Probably we need 50, 60, $70 billion of investment to come to India every year, so that they could be leveraged for domestic investment, domestic savings and investment, so that we could grow higher. And of course, I'm very happy. My good friend Dilip Singh, who has got this award, who has a very interesting business that he has built. Some years ago, if somebody had talked to us that pharmaceuticals is something which can make in India, people would not believe it. But now India has become a capital of generic drugs which we make in India. It's no longer reverse engineering. is something we are developing our own molecules. We are developing our own drug delivery system. And that's what would make happen because we are investing at least 5% of the top 10 into the new drug delivery system or new inventions or new molecules. So developing new molecules, developing ideas and getting into markets, which we never thought it was possible. And that is why the new India, we need new MNCs to be going out. Of course, that's not something which you always like because you want more investment in India, so Hyundai is coming and investing in India and Dilip is investing outside India. But it is not just investment that shows selling those products which are really needed, creating a new brand equity for the country because if we can, the most stringent norms anywhere in the world are for medicines. If the quality control norms are highest, we all talk about WHO, GMP standards in US or even higher standards in Japan, they are the countries which are so concerned about the welfare of the people, the human capital, and therefore the highest standard. So if you can sell products in those countries, that again creates a new brand for India, brand equity for India, and this is what we also need for future. So we have films, we have MNCs going there, we have entrepreneurship, we have business leaders, and we also have, very interestingly, institutional building, and that is why Mr. Subbiah got the award. I think this is something which we must learn, because actually speaking, it's not believed that Mr. Subbiah actually retired from his business. It's a good lesson for some political parties. And this is something which actually has created a new institution. So this is not Mr. Subbiah has to run the business, which ran so successfully, but the baton is passed on to somebody else. And we need even institution building activities for the country in all spheres of life. And that again is the reason why I got it. And my, of course, good friend Shekhar. So I am talking about good friend. I think another thing I must compliment AIMA for giving awards to all my good friends. And therefore, Shekhar has got it in a manner. He talks about national interest always, keeps sanity in the minds of us. And I think, again, journalism is something which is going to be a very important institution of the country. We don't have it as part of our three arms of the state. It is not judiciary, it is not legislature, it is not executive, but still far more important institution. And of course, my good friend is looking after the institution so well as a Minister of Information and Broadcasting. But journalism, what it should be doing? It should keep pointing faults for sure, but also a responsibility to guide the society. We must decide where we want to really go. Sometimes we have to challenge the beliefs. Sometimes we have to actually take a line which may not be very popular. But that is something which becomes very difficult for a politician to do. But if media, which shapes the public opinion, can take that stand, that actually help and hasten the process of a change that we really want to bring about. And that is why he again got an award. I think Shekhar, I don't see, but he did that again. So films, multinational corporations, media, institution building, entrepreneurship, business leader, Indian MNC, and of course, the e-commerce, the Snapdeal. I think I was just reading today. Of course, every day you keep getting new projections, but e-commerce is really expanding rapidly. I think China has produced one of the largest e-commerce portals, Alibaba. And I think that has become another interesting idea. Just imagine, the whole of the world wants to invest in Alibaba. So the 40 people are gone, but Alibaba has remained. And I think that's something which is so interesting that we now have new institutions wherein the new businesses, which will be attracting huge capital, are growing. And just imagine, China has been able to sell their equity into banks as well. They recapitalized the bank. People are worried about the non-performing loans in China. They recapitalized and got more capital than what they recapitalized by selling equity to the foreigners. Now just imagine if we build institutions of this kind, and we want FDI not only from Hyundai to come in, but also from new businesses. That would be built in India. This is the type of new enterprises that we should be building up. So in short, all these 9 businesses, films, e-commerce, or the multinationals coming to India, the media, institution builders like Mr. Subbiah, entrepreneurship, the business leaders like Aditya Puri, and of course the Indian MNC as well as the business of infrastructure, all of these are going to be the new building blocks on which our new India will be built. Again, interestingly, many of these people must have started business or grew their business or got recognition in the last 2.5 decades. HDFC Bank or even the business of Dilip Bhai and others. So what is important is, it is an interesting, challenging times and the opportunities are going in India, that we don't have to worry about those businesses and big ideas, that if we can motivate and come out of that very quickly, we could actually build new businesses very quickly in an environment in India which is now becoming conducive to promote such ideas. You just imagine, last 25 years, 30 years, 40 years were not as easy for India as the next 20, 25 years are going to be. So in the difficult times, these businesses could grow. New ideas could be fostered. Just imagine when the overall macro atmosphere is becoming more favorable to India, where now how much new ideas can be fostered and how many new entrepreneurship can build, how many new leaders could grow. Globally, people are accepting that our growth rate is going to be far more than China. Of course, that means not much really, because, but still, what it means is, even China, growth rate if you're small, and then that time people would have said the US is much larger economy, so China's growth rate don't matter. They were probably kidding themselves. Because at that time also, US was far bigger, China's economy was smaller, but China's growth rate became so big that China could become the second largest economy. So India's growth rate increasing would mean that in the next few years' time, we'll also be growing faster, and therefore our economy will be much bigger. Just imagine the type of opportunities that now the new ideas would have in India. Of course, it's also true that without all these entrepreneurship and new ideas, India will not become as big as we want to be. And therefore, it's complementing each other. Your ideas will contribute to India's growth, and because India is going to grow faster, there will be new entrepreneurship and new ideas could be taken on board. And that is a great time for you to do it. I wish to congratulate all of you. And as my good friend said, all of those who will be born as new leaders in the next few years' time, so maybe 20 years later, or now that we don't have it for 25 years, maybe 10 years later, we would have many new people who would have started their businesses now or would have started with no ideas, would come here to receive these awards. So congratulations to all those, and also to those who are going to be receiving them in the time to come. I must congratulate AIMA, because the biggest challenge of India is what is your time to deal with. Our biggest challenge is nothing else but only one, and that's the management. How do you manage? Of course, we have developed new ideas, but how to manage? First, to manage 1.2 billion people is a challenge. It's not easy to manage 1.25 billion people. But bigger challenge is you have to manage so many people when there are resources to feed them, resources to service them are too scarce. Land is scarce, water is scarce, all natural resources are scarce, but the demand which is coming on those resources is very huge. So managing a large number of people with very limited resources is going to be a challenge, and that could only happen if you have the management ability. So to manage this large number of people with fewer resources is a function of management. So how do you manage it? If you can come up with successful solution for that, we'll be even growing at a faster rate. So our challenge is nothing but management, which you try to deal. So I wish to congratulate AIMA for doing this. I think you should now try to focus more on not just business management, but management solution for the society, for the country as a whole. How to find those so that we can work. In fact, we are fantastic individuals. Only 9 of them got award today. Where we fail is to work as a team. If we can work as a team, I think we'll be unbeatable all the time. Even in semi-final, we wouldn't have lost. But we will always win if we can work as a team together. And to make the team work, we need management to happen. You cannot have disparate forces working unless management as a central thing which runs around. So what is really missing is a good management of a society, of a country, and that's what you should have to bring to fore. I really wish AIMA will now play that role. We'll continue to work in your domain, but also branch out and try to do this. I think diversification is something which you must learn from Dilip Bhai. You're acquiring companies going beyond pharmaceutical. So I think diversifying your activities into areas like this would really be good for society, good for all of us, and I think that's what we really look forward to. So wish to congratulate them. I'm very happy that I could give awards to 9 of them, which in my opinion is an award to me. So thank you very much. Congratulations all of you. Good evening to you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. As we approach the conclusion of this evening's business, I request Mr. Firdaus Vandawala, Senior Vice President, AIMA and Executive Vice Chairman, SRT India Limited, to deliver the word of thanks.
You know, I've been more often than not where you are and less often where I am. And I often wondered, why this vote of thanks? The main show is over, so why this added agony? And more often than not, I would say it must be to give this office bearer an opportunity, a few minutes at the mic. Well, it may be true for some, but I can assure you it's not true for me. I am here for a very simple motion, simple and sincere. What use is gratitude if you do not express it? So in the few minutes that I have, I would like to express gratitude on behalf of AIMA, first to our ministers. As you can see, this time we have 2 of them, twin-engined. Thank you, sirs, for being here throughout the function. It's not often that there are 2 ministers, and it's not often that they sit through the function and participate actively in the function. So thank you very much to both of you. To our awardees, thank you for showing us the light and the way. We said it was an award to you, but I must be equally honest. I think it's also an award and a reward and a trophy for AIMA to have you accept the offer in person. And when you look at these 9 people and you try to draw a common thread, they say leadership is about connecting the unconnected dots. And I was trying to see what's common between all the award winners. And it was clear to me that it is to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to try when our arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. That is our quest, to follow the star, no matter how difficult, no matter how far. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. To our jury members, thank you very much. Good choices. Even the minister agrees. Sir, actually, I must tell you a secret. It wasn't that we chose your good friends. We chose these people and then found out who was the common good friend. And that's how we invited you. To the jury members, to the past presidents, to the council members, thank you for being here and helping us organize this function. Obviously, to our sponsors, PepsiCo, the RP, Sanjeev Goenka Group, Tata Steel, Highway, and last but not least, to the audience, thank you for being here. I know we started a little late. Our apologies for that. And most importantly, thank you for sitting through the vote of thanks. At the end of a movie, I never sit and see the titles at the end. So I am impressed by your presence at the chair. May I take this opportunity to request our president to hand over a small memento to our 2 ministers as a gratitude. And now for the war cry that you have all been waiting for, Jamva Jalo, which means time to eat. Thank you. Dinner is served.
On behalf of AIMA, I once again thank the Honorable Chief Guest, respected guest of honor, the award winners and the celebrities who introduced the awards, all the dignitaries and eminent guests who have joined us and made this evening very special. I extend immense gratitude to our sponsors, Tata Steel, PepsiCo India Holdings, RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, and Captive Way India Solutions Private Limited for their outstanding support in organizing this exciting ceremony. We also thank KPMG India for being our knowledge partners for the awards. With that, we come to the end of the 6th AIMA Managing India Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, may we invite you to join us for dinner, which is being served at Rajabagh. Thank you and good night.